Expo 2020 is amazing, but also huge. And as a result, you might want to visit more than once. As you start to visit more than once, it can get quite expensive. So hopefully in this video, I can share a range of different tips to help you save a little bit of money when you go to visit Dubai EXPO 2020. For context, inside this passport, sadly, I suppose, is over 100 stamps from the 6 visits that I've done. Each time I've gone, I've tried to source some of the cheapest things so that I can save a little bit of money while visiting at the same time. Money that can be spent better elsewhere. So what I want to do to start off with is just share the free things, and specifically coffee, because that's going to fuel you to go around the expo. So starting off with free coffee, you can find free coffee in DP World. You're going to need to go towards the bottom as you're watching the waterfall. You can also find free coffee in the Rwanda pavilion. That's great because it's located next to the UAE pavilion, which often has long queue times. So you can grab a coffee, have a look around Rwanda pavilion, and then also keep that latte with you. From there you have the El Salvador pavilion. They give you a bit of a tasting towards the end. They've set up an amazing cafe with lots of great seating. It was quite quiet when I went to visit, but they will give you an espresso or an Americano. And then from there you also have the Uganda pavilion, although when I went they weren't doing coffee testing, but you can go there. The GCC pavilion also gives you free coffee, although it's like a little, kind of like a shot glass type thing of coffee. It was quite nice, but I kind of just wanted more of it, but that's just me being greedy. The other free coffee place is Ethiopia, and when you go there, you'll be able to try a very small sample of Ethiopian coffee. That was actually my favorite and was really powerful. Definitely woke me up. We'll move on to food now. Belgium, they gave me a free Lotus biscuit. Might keep you fueled up, go around the pavilions. And then we move on to some of the pavilions that will offer you free stuff. So yeah, free stuff. Belarus gave me a band, and South Korea gave me a little badge type thing. Now, that's great and everything. Different pavilions are going to give you different bits and pieces. Your experience could be completely different to mine. You might go to the Belarus pavilion, they might not have something for you. You might go to the South Korea pavilion and they might not have something for you, but you might go to other pavilions that I've not mentioned and they do give you something. Some of the things that other people of the Facebook group Shop Well for Less UAE have experienced and got for free are as follows. You can get free water at Slovenia, Romania and Sweden. Sweden gives you a bottle and then you can obviously refill that bottle. In the Maldives, someone got a free pencil and keychain. I know I visited the Maldives, not the actual Maldives, I wish. The Maldives pavilion and didn't get something, so again, that experience can differ from pavilion to free bags at Qatar. So yeah, I again didn't experience that myself. Free sorbet, potentially, at the Brazil pavilion. I visited that pavilion like 3 times now. I've not had sorbet. Oh well. There is a challenge by the ASEAN pavilion, Asian. You go to 7 of the pavilions that they want you to go to. They have a range of different prizes, which is great if you want that challenge. Baden-Württemberg, that's a mouthful. They give you a bit of a tasting of a specific drink. I know that the Hungary pavilion, they gave you a free taste of water, but when I say taste, it was literally like a mouthful at most. It's like a specialised water of some sort, which I didn't know was a thing, specialised water. Potentially get free kroka, which is Polish candy. You can get free kroka, which is, sorry if I've said that wrong, Polish candy. Yeah, that brings me to the end of free stuff. Now I want to move on to saving money, cheaper places you can go to save money. To start off with, when it comes to drink, yes, we spoke roughly about free water. They do have fountains located around the expo site, so it's definitely worth bringing a bottle of water. I bring a big 1.5 litre bottle of water, drink that, and then obviously refill it as I'm going around, because it can get really hot. If you don't do that and you forget to bring water for whatever reason, go to the machines for water if they're stocked up with it, because it's cheaper within the machines. They also have Zoom shops located at the visitor centre, and as a result, the water and the food that you get from the Zoom shops is going to be cheaper than in the restaurants. Definitely check those out if you're looking for things like snacks or cheap coffees and things like that. Food. Food is definitely something you're going to need as you're exploring around. When you're looking for food, there is the IKEA cafe in the Sweden pavilion. That's probably going to be the most nutritious while also being cheapest. meal to go for that I have seen. You can, of course, go to Al Baik, which is located by the Saudi Arabian Pavilion. You're going to be waiting a long time. Yes, it's going to be cheap, but wait to cheap. I'll leave that decision up to you. And as I said before, you can go to Zoom for some snacks too. There are also lots of other places located around the expo for snacks, so it might be worth going to check some of those places out too. In terms of saving you time is money. Make sure you download the Expo 2020 app. They have this system called the Smart Queues. You can use 10 Smart Queues. Then what you do is just book whichever pavilion you want to go to. Now, let's say you wanted to go to the Japan Pavilion, book that one well in advance. Germany Pavilion, Korean Pavilion, all the pavilions that I mentioned here, UAE, all have big queues. So make sure you use the Smart Queue to go to those pavilions. That way you're going to save that time, save that queue, save being in the heat potentially by going to those pavilions, and it really works well to be able to use that Smart Queue, jump past the queue, and then save you time. Time is money, save you have to potentially come back. Also within the Expo 2020 app, you have a map. The map's really good because you can then just make your routes clear. If you're somewhere, let's say you're in the opportunity area and you wanted to go and see, I don't know, Rwanda for the free coffee that I've just mentioned, then you can click that, see where it is. Really interesting side note, there's lots of free coffee in the opportunity area. So definitely go and experience that. Aquafina. Aquafina have a bottle where you can buy the bottle for 40 dirhams and then you can refill 10,000 times, I think. The problem is that there's not many Aquafina stations around. So yes, you might buy the bottle, but you're going to be then queuing up to be able to refill, and it's quite a long walk to go and refill. So be cautious of that. Other than that, I'm really hoping that the information I've shared within this video has been useful for you and will hopefully save you some money and also add to your experience too. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like it. If you want to go and see some of my other Expo videos, I've made a bunch now, so feel free to click this one, which is the Expo 2020 tour, along with this one to subscribe to the channel to go and check out more Expo content. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one, but until then, I'm out.